Stunning turn in Washington. Former FBI Director James Comey has been indicted on felony charges. The prosecutor who took over the case argued Comey lied to Congress and obstructed the state's investigation, accusations that strike at the heart of one of the nation's most powerful law enforcement institutions. Joining us now is NBC Washington correspondent Alice Barr. And Alice, this is a rather unprecedented move here. Break down what the grand jury decided.
So this is unprecedented. This is the first time that a former FBI director has, in fact, been charged with a crime and now indicted by a felony grand jury. It's on charges of making a false statement and obstruction of a congressional proceeding, and it is a major escalation against someone President Trump sees as a political enemy. So it all stems back to this testimony Comey gave in September 2020 before a Senate committee. And at that time, he was pressed over whether he lied to Congress years earlier about authorizing a leak to the media involving investigations into Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. He said at that time during the hearing that he stood by his previous testimony. There was a statute of limitations for trying to bring any charges accusing him of, in fact, lying in that testimony that was set to run out next week. And we've now seen President Trump speaking out publicly, saying that Attorney General Pam Bondi should take action. And now we have these, again, unprecedented charges. It was not entirely straight up, though, for the grand jury here. From what we understand, there was some division with the charging paper showing that jurors refused to indict Comey on one of the prosecution's proposed charges of lying to Congress.
Yeah, you mentioned the president. He was basically celebrating the news. It's been a rocky relationship ongoing with Trump back in his first term of office. Talk to us about that a little bit here.
Yeah, so there's known animosity that President Trump has had toward Comey dating back to his having approved the Russia investigation from the first Trump campaign. And President Trump has made clear many, many times that, you know, he holds that against James Comey and that he thinks Comey is corrupt. And he had a lengthy social media post that he put out calling this justice in America, calling James Comey one of the worst people that America has ever known. And again, he has certainly weighed in publicly on his desire to have Comey prosecuted along with other perceived political opponents who have investigated him in the past. In that social media post that was sort of an open letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi that was posted just this past Saturday, he was lamenting the pace of these investigations and really publicly urging that these people that he, feels very strongly have wronged him in the past face prosecution.
Yeah. So Comey's now indicted, right? What's next for the former FBI director?
So he will have his first appearance in court. It's set for October 9th. That is just a little bit less than 2 weeks away. So that's his next moment to start pleading his case. He posted a video on Instagram overnight where he very clearly professed his innocence. He said, let's have a trial and let's keep the faith. And he said that he and his family have long understood that there could be a cost to standing up to President Trump. But he said he was not afraid and didn't want other Americans to be afraid. He said it was time to pay attention and that he looked forward to that trial. We've also now had a formal statement from his legal team saying that he denies the allegations in full and that they look forward to vindicating him in the courtroom.
All right, we'll be waiting to hear more on this. Alice Barr, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for the insight.